G'day guys, Mark from the Hunters Campfire. 4:40am Friday morning up in the Brisbane Valley. I thought I might be able to see a little bit better. Not sure if you guys can see, but the fog is phenomenal. I've got about 20 metres of vision. There's this weird light around as the sun's trying to peek through, because while dawn is not till another half an hour, that first light is trying to crack through the fog. I was hoping to get up here and see the pigs moving before the light came up, but can't see anything at the moment. The property owner's house is about 200 metres away, and if I didn't know it was there, I'd walk straight past it. So it's going to be an interesting morning. Let's see if we can get on the block, not bump anything, get in a good position and hopefully catch a bit of movement as the light lifts and hopefully the fog burns off. Well, this is one hell of a way to spend your Friday morning. It's about 5 o'clock and you can tell the sun's up, but the fog is just cutting visibility down to 20-30 metres at the best. I'm in a cow paddock, and by the smells of it, there's cattle in here. Haven't heard them, haven't seen them, but it's pretty whiffy, so I think they're in here somewhere. So that's exactly what I didn't want to happen. Found the cows in the fog, trying to get around them. Try not to spook them too much, so I can get up into the tree line and see if I can move around undercover for a little while. So I've come to the far eastern boundary line to get right with the wind. Now, this boundary line is a real crossing point for deer. There's a very good dam on the property next door that you often see deer watering at, and all along this fence line there's lots of game trails intersecting with the wire. You'll see lots of hair and scrapes all along here, so if I'm going to see something, this is a pretty good place for it to happen. Trouble is, I've got a very narrow corridor to shoot because I'm right against the line. 6:15, been for a nice little bushwalk. I'm at the very top of the block against the eastern boundary line. As you can tell, the sun's hitting my face. Now, if you can see that lovely bit of open over there, that's the neighbours. I've got to go down in that foggy patch down there with the cows. So there's a very good chance I'm going to bump something, but I'm going to give it a go. So I'm just above the fog line, and in fact the fog's actually coming up to me. I'm above what I call the bush block. This particular property is really two properties. There's the traditional front paddocks for cattle, open, got dams. One of them's got a feeder trough. You can see for a few hundred metres, if not further, depending on which part of the property you're at. You come over the first rise and you get into the bush block, and it looks like that, but it gets thicker as you go down and you hit the Lantana line. Now, I've only ever really seen deer during the rut in the front paddocks, when the stags are literally advertising themselves to the world. The rest of the time, nearly all of the game I've taken has been in the bush block. The challenge of the bush block is you've got, on a good day, when it's not foggy, about 40 to 50 metres at best of vision. It's just really, really thick. and it's undulating, so it's hard even to find a vantage point to look. So it's often better to find a vantage point to listen, and to listen to things moving through the undergrowth. I have no doubt there is deer and pigs in there. It's just locating them, getting onto them before they get onto you. If you've seen some of my other videos where I'm really close to deer, it's in here. You can, if you're lucky, be in the right place at the right time and they almost walk past you. So that's my challenge this morning. But the way I look at it, wouldn't have it any other way. So sit here to see what we can hear, and then slowly move into that fog line. I'm about halfway down now. The fog's starting to lift and the heat is starting to come up. While it's been a pretty cool October, it's not cool. It's pretty warm and you can feel it coming up. There isn't a lot of activity in here this morning. There was a lot of rain last night. I don't know if it's just flattened everything. One place I was heading to, I could actually hear a dog yipping, which is not a great sign, because if it's a wild dog, it might have been yipping at the things I'm looking for as well. So we're just going to wait here a little bit longer on a bit of a crossover of a couple of runoff creeks, and you do often see game moving through here. So just going to stay here for a little bit longer till that sun gets a bit higher, because it's starting to throw my shadow a bit further than I want. So another 15 minutes and I'll keep dropping down and trying to keep below the sun. Well guys, I may have talked myself out of a deer. As you saw, there was two very healthy deer right in front of me and 90 metres away, and we're standing there for a good time waiting for me to shoot them. However, over here off camera was a deer with a very distinct front limp, and I was hoping it was going to peel out and follow the others, and you could see they were looking back at it, but it never came out. I'm going to wander down there and see if it's about, but yeah, I might have, as I said, no good deed goes unpunished, and I may have not put a deer in the fridge today. Oh well, let's see what's down there. Well, there's a valuable lesson. If you've got two deer at 80 metres standing in the middle of the paddock, and you've got a third deer in the scrub, shoot one of the two standing in the middle of the paddock. Because if you leave them alone to shoot the gimpy deer that's in the scrub, it would appear that you end up with no deer. I didn't see it come out. As you could see, its friends were watching it, see it was coming out. I could see it, and then I saw it kind of drop below eye line. There's a little gully here, and I'm wondering if it just walked out that gully and didn't cross the paddock. Crazy. Oh well. No freezer filler today. back up in a couple of weeks. Next time, first one, straight on the ground. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed the video and you got to see some deer.